Hi guys, Fabiana here from Creative Swimwear, and today I'm gonna be explaining how I made this top, how I made the granny squares, and how I joined them together after finishing these top pieces. I'm gonna be explaining as well how to make medium and large. This is a small, but you can use for a medium as well with this same number of granny squares. Okay, so I'll be using a few colors here, 1 2 3 4 5 6 colors. Okay, I chose these ones, and the yarn that I'm using is just cotton yarn scraps. They are not exact same thickness. Some of them are 4 ply, some are 8, but you can mix them, there's no problem. I even mixed the fixation in some parts of it because I had the green color only in fixation, so you can use whatever cotton yarn you have. And the hook I'm using is a 2.1 millimeters hook, but you can use all the way to 2.5, that's not a problem either. So let's get started and make this beautiful pattern today. So to start this top, we are going to make the granny squares first, and we'll be making 6 of them, okay? So I'm gonna make one of them to show you, and then you can mix and match the colors you want. So I'm using like scraps of different yarn that I had at home. It doesn't need much really from the colors, but so you can use whatever little, like I'm using little little scraps like that I had before, so because you don't really need much for these granny squares. So I'm going to start with this brown color. For the last one I'm making 6, and I'm making a small. You probably can make 6 for a large as well, for a medium as well, but for a large maybe 7 or 8. Depends how much. I'm gonna show you later what's the measurement of each square, so you know how many you need for yourself. But so to start this square, we're going to make a magic ring, and to do that you make 2 loops around your finger, put the hook underneath the first and pull the second one like this, twist it and make your first chain. Then you can roll it over out of your finger and chain 1, 2, and then all the rest of the double crochets you're gonna be making on top of this ring. So you're gonna put the hook underneath here and make a double crochet, yarn over, put the hook underneath the loop, pull it and make another double crochet. So we will be making 18 of this. 18 no, we'll be making 11, and because your 2 first chains count as 1 stitch, we're gonna have 12, okay? And the reason why we are making 12 is because later on we're gonna have 12 petals on these flowers. It's like a flower. So from here 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay, so be working always with 12 petals here, and that's why we have to start with 11 double crochets plus 2 chains. So I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, and then now I'm going to pull this ring closed, and then I'm going to single crochet in this second chain from the beginning. I'm going to You can even slip stitch like I did here, or you can single crochet, it doesn't really matter. And now to change, we're going to change the color, so you can cut this one here. On the next row we're gonna change the color, and to do that, this is how you do. Twist here, yarn over, and pull it. That way you have a slip knot, and we're gonna pull it from that loop we had there with the color we had before, and chain 1, 2. We're gonna be making another double crochet in this next stitch here. See, I'm on the next stitch, and we're gonna double crochet here, and then we're gonna chain 2. I always like to pull this a bit so it's tied. Okay, and I'm gonna be working on top of these tails I had before as well. So chain 2 after that, and then we're gonna make a half double crochet, yarn over, and another half double crochet, and crochet them together. So this is 2 double crochets together. So we're gonna be repeating that 11 times. I'm going to be making one more with 1, 2 chains in between. Now on this next stitch, 1 half double crochet, 2 half double, and then crochet them together. Chain 2, repeat that all the way to the end, and you have to count 12 at the end. Okay, my last 2 chains, and then now I'm going to put the hook through that second chain from the beginning, pull it, make 1 single crochet and another single crochet here in the middle of these 2 chains from the row before. And then now I'm going to cut this yarn to change color, and I'm using the green now. So same thing, I'm going to make that slip knot on the beginning, pull it through, make them both, pull them both tied, and then start working with 2 chains. And then I'm gonna be making 1, 2 double crochets together, and that's gonna count as 3, okay, because we have the 2 chains on the beginning. And now in between them I'm going to chain 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to be repeating again, but this time I'm going to make 1 double crochet, 1 half double crochet, 2, 3. So you should have 4 loops in your hook, and then you make them all together. So that's 3 double crochets together in this row, and with 3 chains in between them. And then again 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 chains. So repeat this all the way until here, and join that, make that last 3 chains, join here with single crochet again like we did before, and then we're gonna make the 4th row. And always remember, you need to have 12 petals. Finish here with 1 single crochet in that second chain again, and now I'm just going to single crochet here so I can start the next row where I want it to be there. So starting this 3rd row here with the slip knot, I've already cut the green color, and then pull the green one tied, pull this tied, place the tail underneath your work with your finger like that and chain 2. From now on we're gonna start working the corners, and we're gonna have 4. So the corners are going to be 1 double crochet all on top of the chains we had before, and then chain 2 other double crochets. Remember that the 2 chains from the row before, they always count as double crochets. So we have 2 double crochets, 2 chains, and another 2 double crochets. And now we're going to make 1 chain, and we're gonna double crochet in these next 2 chains, working really underneath them. We're gonna double crochet 4 2 times, and then chain 1 in between them, and another 1 more time for double crochets in the next 2 chains. So we're gonna be working only on top of the chains, not on top of the stitches we had before. And chain 1 and the second corner, that's 2 double crochets, 2 chains, and another 2 double crochets in that same chains, and then chain 1 and repeat that same thing again. 4 double crochets, 1 chain, another 4 double crochets, and our next corner. So repeat that all the way around. It should have 4 corners at the end. Made my last chain here, and now I'm going to just slip stitch here and cut this yarn. And I cut my yarn off, and I'm going to start now right in the middle there where I actually want to start, in that first chain right after that double crochet there. Already made my slip knot on the beginning, and I'm just going to slip stitch there. Put the tails under so we can work on top of them, and chain 2 double crochet. This is gonna be our same corner, chain 2 and double crochet 2 here, all on top of that first corner in that chain right in the middle. And then from here we are going to chain 2 and single crochet in this next chain here. Again, chain 2, I'm gonna skip 2 here, single crochet on the third one, chain 2, single crochet in chain, chain 2, repeat, skip 2, single crochet in the third, double crochet, chain 2, single crochet in chain, chain 2, and corner. So we're gonna make 1 more time. This is the same corner, 2 double crochets, 2 chains, and another 2 double crochets. And now the other side, chain 2, single crochet in chain in the next chain. Oops, chain 2, single crochet in the third, double crochet, chain 2, single crochet in chain, chain 2, single crochet in the third, double crochet, chain 2, single crochet in chain, chain 2, first corner. Now this corner we're gonna stop making it right in the middle. We're gonna make 1 chain after the 2 double crochets, and then we're gonna start joining with our other granny squares. Okay, so I'm gonna face both wrong sides together. I'm gonna be looking at the right side of my granny. So both wrong sides facing each other. Okay, and then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to single crochet in that first corner. So right on top of it, and chain again, and then I'm going to work again in this one. That same 2 double crochets and 1 chain. Now in these 2 chains here, I'm going to single crochet, chain 1, single crochet in this next chain, chain 1, single crochet in these next 2 chains here. So I'm always gonna be making the single crochets on top of the chains I had before. Chain 1, skip 2, same thing we did before, single crochet in the third one, chain 1, single crochet in these 2 chains here, chain 1, single crochet in chain here, chain 1, single crochet on the other side. So you're basically gonna be single crochet, making 1 single crochet on one side, 1 on the other side, to join them together. This is one of the many techniques to join squares, but that's the one that was used for this top. And now after the last, we join the last 2 chains here, we are going to finish that second corner, chain 1 here, and join both last this way, single crochet, 1 more chain, and work the rest, the other 2 double crochets of this corner. And then we keep making here the same thing we are making on the other sides, chain 2, single crochet, next chain, chain 2, and this same flower can be made with as many petals as you want to. I've seen before 16, and I've seen 24 as well, so I actually made a jacket for me with 24, using 24 petals instead of 12. So there's many options here, and the work doesn't change much. So I've made my 2 last chains, and I'm going to slip stitch here and finish to start making the top now. So I made 6 here, and that should be good for a small and a medium size. Okay? So now I finished all the squares for the bottom part of this top, and now I'm making separate first both sides of both triangles of the top. They are both made the same way, and you can start them with the slip knot and 20 chains. After I made my 20 chains here, I'm going to make a double crochet in the 1, 2, 3, 4th chain from the hook, this one here. So double crochet in the 4th chain and double crochet across all the way to the top. So in this part here, if you are number D or double D, you can make it a little longer. Okay, you can start with 22 or 24 chains, and you can always measure from the bottom of your breast to your nipples. That's the measurement these chains have to have in height, so you can just put on top of your bra and test it. Or otherwise you just make a few more rows at the end. It's quite easy to make different sizes on this for this top, and I'm gonna be explaining as well on the way. So made my way to the top. I'm now on the first chain. And in this first chain here, I'm going to make the same corner we did there for that granny square, which is 1, 2 double crochets, 2 chains, another 2 double crochets in that same stitch. So that way you kind of already turn to the other side, where we're gonna be working here in these chains here, but on the other side of the chain. So you're gonna be making all the way to where we started, with 1 double crochet in each chain on the other side. Make sure at the end you have both the same size of stitches in both sides, okay? So I'm gonna be working that, and then I'm going to show you how we start the next row, and then after that just a repetition. Next row, we are going to start with 2 chains, turn our work to the other side, and then we're gonna be making 1 double crochet in each double crochet all the way to the top. On the way to the top chain, and in the top chain here we're gonna be making 2 double crochets, 1 chain this time, and another 2 double crochets. So repeat that there. I'm gonna show you how I'm working on that middle stitch, just in case you didn't understand, and then we will be repeating these rows. On the very top 2 chains I made before, and here I'm going to work 2 double crochets and 1 chain and another 2 double crochets. And then double crochet across all the way to the end, and then we're gonna finish our second row. The way I count the rows is I count here, each little hole is a row, each little one of these rows is a row. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 before we change to this different one, okay? So we're gonna be repeating this 7 times if you are small, 8 times if you are a medium, 9 times if you are large, okay? So repeat that there, and then we'll be making this last row with the next string as well. I'm gonna explain now this last row here with the neckties, and then we're gonna finish. You have to make one more side exactly the same, and then I'm gonna explain you how to join both sides together. So this last row is you're gonna chain 2 to turn like we always did, and then you're gonna double crochet 2 more in this first double crochet coming this way. So 1, 2 more in that same one, and then we're gonna skip 2 underneath, and we're gonna make 3 on the third one. So 3 chain make 3 double crochets here in that same stitch, skip 2 and make 3 other here, and we're gonna repeat this all the way to the top. So I have 3 stitches left before the chain, and now because it's gonna be too much if I put 3 stitches just before the top stitch, so I'm going to make one here in this one just before the chains, and I'm going to make 2 more in the middle here. So it's gonna be 3 anyway, and when I come back from the necktie I'm going to make the same thing to the other side. So I'm gonna be making 100 chains up, so chain 100 to make this necktie, and then I'm gonna explain how we on the way back, because we come back with a stitch. And then so here, if you're making a large size, consider making 130 chains, just because you need a longer ties. But other than that, 100, 110 is enough. Okay, and I'll be back with the rest of it. So make your chain 100 there, and then when you finish, start the movie again. I made here 100 chains. And now I'm going to double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. So double crochet here, and then we're gonna skip 1, 2 from where we made the double crochet. We're gonna skip 1, 2, and on that 3rd one we're gonna single crochet, and then we're gonna chain 2. And we're gonna double crochet in that same stitch we made the single crochet. Skip 1, 2 underneath, single crochet in that 3rd one. So chain 2, double crochet where the same stitch where you have the single crochet, skip 2, single crochet in that 3rd one. So do that all the way back, and then repeat the same thing we did here before, and then we're gonna be joining them both together at the end. So for the last one here, all we're gonna do is just single crochet on that on the last double crochet here, and then repeat the same thing. So 1, 2 double crochets in the middle on top of that chain, 1 double crochet in this next stitch here, and now we're gonna skip 2 and make 3 in this next one, and repeat this all the way down to the last stitch. So you can actually stop here and make your second side as well. Make your other side of this top, and then I'll be explaining how to join them both together and how to join the granny squares with the top pieces as well, and how to make the closure for the back as well. I finished here my last 3 double crochets, and now I'm going to join both in the middle here. So if you need more space, if you have more space in between both of your breasts, you can make this part a little longer. Okay, I'm going to make it exactly how it is, which is around 4 or 5 stitches. So you're gonna chain 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm going to chain 5 just in case. And then you're gonna again place both wrong sides to each other, and that's how you should close. And then you're gonna slip stitch in this first one here. So slip stitch there, and then slip stitch for 2 more until you reach this middle one. And make sure always not twisted here, okay? And then here we're gonna make 4 stitches now. 1, 2, 3, 4, or the same 5, and join with the other side here in that same stitch. So I'm gonna do that a few times. Join always with slip stitches, and then slip stitch up for 2 more, 3 more. We're always gonna join them from this part here to the other side there. So again, you can make less or more, depends on what you want. I'm making 4 stitches, and then I'm going to join here on the other side, always on the same stitch on both sides. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and then here on the other side. Let's see how it's like. It's sort of like it is there. I'm gonna join, I'm gonna leave it just like this, because I think it's enough. But again, you can make less stitches here in between both. You can make more stitches if you need. And then I'm going to just, I did a slip knot there, and then just chain here to cut my yarn. So to join both sides together, I first put the top on top of the granny squares, just to know how many stitches I'll need from here to the top, because I'm going to start making crochet underneath the top, and then I'm going to make a few rows and then join with the granny square. So I need to have the same amount of stitches here on the top part and on the granny square, so I can join them together. It doesn't need to be the exact same amount, but similar amount. So all you do is you sort of place the top like this, stretch it a bit. I sort of need 1 granny square, and then if you want to count the stitches here, I counted and it was around 20 something, so I put 25 to start with. Doesn't, like I said, doesn't need to be the exact amount of stitches, but it needs to be very similar. And that's what we have here now. So I ended up making 25. And then after this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab that top, working on the right side of it. And after I made 25 chains here, I'm going to join with single crochet right on that corner there in that very first stitch on my left side of the top. So I'm facing the right side of it. And then I'm going to single crochet underneath it. And I'm making here 2 single crochets to each row that I have. So 1 in the middle of the row and 1 in between both rows. As you can see, 1 in the middle, 1 in between. And I'm gonna be doing that all the way to the other side. And then when I get to the other side, I'm gonna make 25 chains plus 3 chains to turn the work and start working on the next row. So we need three extra chains to start working on the next row, and we're gonna make a row underneath just like this. 28 chains here on the other side, and I just place the granny squares underneath. It's the right size. And now to turn, I'm going to make my first double crochet in the 5th chain from the hook. So you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we're gonna be making our first double crochet and 2 more in that same chain. So 3 double crochets in the 5th chain, and then we're gonna be skipping 1, 2 and making 3 other double crochets. This is just a repetition of the last row we made for both sides of the top, and then we're gonna be working that all the way across to the other side. So 3 in each stitch and skip 2 to make 3 more. So repeat that across all the way to the other side, and then we're gonna make the next row after that. After making this row, I just place the grannies again just to make sure it's right, to see how good it is right at the same spot, the beginning and the end, here and here. And so now I'm going to make I'm going to chain 2, 1, 2, turn to the next row, and on the next row I'll be making just double crochet. So double crochet across all the way to the other side, and then we're gonna have 1 more row, and then after that row we are going to join with the granny squares. So just double crochet across here, 1 double crochet in each double crochet from before. Yeah, so we're gonna chain 3 in this next row. We're gonna skip 2 and single crochet. So chain 3, skip 2, single crochet on the 3rd one. And we're gonna repeat that all the way to the other side, and then on the next row we're gonna join both together. So repeat this, 1, 2, 3 chains, skip 1, 2, single crochet in the 3rd one. To finish this row, we're gonna chain 2 and then make a double crochet in this last stitch here, this last chain from the row before. Okay, and then we're gonna chain 2 to turn, and then we're gonna start joining them together. So because we are here on the right side, as you can see the chains are facing your way here. We are going to join with the right side of the granny squares as well. So make sure you have the both wrong sides facing each other, because we want to unfold this and have both right sides facing us. So we made 2 chains there to start, and now all we're gonna do to join this, we're gonna join sort of like we joined the granny squares together before. We're gonna put the hook inside that first corner and single crochet on top of it, and then we're gonna chain 1 and go on this next arch and single crochet, chain 1, single crochet in the next arch, chain 1, single crochet in this arch here. So we're gonna single crochet every time on the other side. Like you're gonna single crochet one here, one in one side and one on the other side, with one chain in between them. So chain one, single crochet in this side, chain one, single crochet on the other side. Let's see if this looks good like that. We're still gonna have one more row around the entire piece to finish it off. Make sure you have single crochets in every single arch and as well in the middle here. So in this here where we joined both granny crochets together before, we're just gonna make a stitch right in between them here, another single crochet with a chain, and then chain on the next arch on the other side, single chain here, single crochet. I'm gonna single crochet here now because we already did there. So this next little arch here, so each two single crochets in the grannies will have a single crochet on top of it, and on the other side as well. Let's see now. Yeah, that's exactly what we needed, because remember before when I placed the tops on top of the granny squares and it was finishing right there? That's all we need. Is this way, yeah, that's perfect. So if you want, you can place a marker here, because these two grannies, they have to be right in the middle. So you can place a marker here and join them both together just to make sure you make it right, okay? I'm not gonna place a marker because I don't need it, but place a marker here right in the middle. So I'm in the middle of my top and I'm in the middle of my grannies here, right here. So just repeat what we just did all the way to the end. And then we're gonna make 2 rows here underneath, only with double crochets, exactly like we did before. We're probably gonna have 2 double crochets to each chain here. We're gonna try to reduce a few, because if we make 1 double crochet in each stitch here, we're gonna have too many. So we're gonna decrease a few. We're not gonna be making double crochets on these single crochets here. We're gonna be making 2 double crochets in every 2 chains here. But I'll show you after I finish this row here, okay? So as I said, here underneath the grannies, I made a full row of only double crochets. And I made 1 double crochet in the middle and 1 double crochet in each of these single crochets. So I sort of skipped a few stitches, because otherwise it would be too many stitches. Anyway, so I made this row of double crochets all the way across, and now the edging, and then I turned here. I made 3 double crochets, like 3 chains, like I'm going to do now. So all I did was, to start there, was chain 3, and then we're gonna double crochet in the same stitch we made the single crochet before, and now we're gonna single crochet, skip 2 here and single crochet in the 3rd one. So chain 3, double crochet 1 in that same stitch, and then skip 2 underneath to single crochet here again. So I'm going to be repeating this edging all the way around the top. I'm going to be doing it here, around here, and here as well, to finish it nicely. And here you go behind um, this necktie. You just go behind it, and then you go over here and here and here until you get back to where we started. And then I'm gonna show you how we make the string for the back after this. And then this top is ready. So I finished here. As you can see, I made that edging all around the top. Here I just made a little stitch in front of it. You just go over it and you should be fine. And that's the side of it. And that's how I crossed. I just put the strings through a few holes here. It doesn't really matter which one of them, it's just two on the top. One on the top and one on the bottom, and one right in the middle. So this string that I made with 250 chains. It has to be long, okay? And I use double yarn as well, so it's a bit more thick, okay? And that's how our top looks like at the end. Really nice work, really easy to make, really cute and pretty for summer festivals, etc. So I hope you enjoyed this one more tutorial of the week, and leave me a comment if you like it. I'm really happy when people comment on my videos, and I see you next week. Thank you for watching.